Like, if this guy was having a conversation like that, or was trying to tell me, hey, I'll go with you to the stock room and that's an area where employees only are supposed to go, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm gonna go. You stay up here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be asking me no safe word and stuff like that.
What's up, guys? My name's Ed, this is Marissa, and this is Distant Critics. Now, you guys see the thumbnail. Today we're talking about the movie Trapped. Now, before we get into it, we just want to let you guys know that this is a spoiler discussion. If you guys have seen the film or you have some thoughts on it, whatever your thoughts are, good or bad, leave them in the comments down below. Now, without further ado, Marissa, can you tell us about the plot?
A father and his teen daughter attend a pop concert only to realize they've entered the center of a dark and sinister event.
So M. Night Shyamalan is very known for his twists and turns in films. He has some high movies and very low movies. So he's a very polarizing figure when it comes to directors in films. But this movie Trapped, I gotta say, is no different. I have a lot of good things to say about this film, and I have a lot of things to say about the film that kind of bugged me a little bit. But honestly, I just want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan is a pretty good director. He's definitely, like you said, he's had his highs, he's had his lows in his 30-plus year career in the movie industry. He's got some good movies like Split, The Sixth Sense, The Visit, stuff like that. I give him credit for that. And he has just the talent and the eye for most of his movies. And Trap is one of them. Trap is one of them.
Right.
Okay. I had mixed emotions about this movie. I don't know if I was rooting for him to get away every single time, or if I was just tired of him getting away every single time.
I thought the exact same thing. So I'll just say I don't remember the actor's name, but I thought he did a great job. He's kind of like this B+ performance type of thing. Everyone else kind of just felt like C+ actors or C- actors. But as far as the plot goes, M. Night Shyamalan does have like a pretty good plot twist. However, it just keeps going and then keeps going and keeps going, and like where it's just like by the third act, that's where I kind of had most of my comments about that I didn't really care for, is that like it just kept going for too long, and you kind of lose my interest of like how many times he's trying to get away.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, my husband told me to when we were watching it, and he was like, yeah, I was all for him getting away and I wanted him, but I was just sitting there and I was like, okay, he got away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he got away. Okay, he got away. Okay,
Yeah.
he got away again. But with that, another thing that bothered me, I'll get to like a good part after, but another thing that really bothered me is, like I've always said before, I'm a realist when it comes to movies and stuff like that. And if you're gonna do a movie about the FBI and SWAT and the police, and you're gonna make it, you made it seem like they did not know what the hell they were doing.
Thank you. Exactly.
Right.
Right, and this is a spoiler discussion. So the end of the film, when the police and the SWAT come in and they got the tasers, like, bro, come on, man, you shoot the man, shoot him. And then
at that point, yeah,
y'all walking him out and you let him touch the bike. No, keep it walking, keep going, stop. And then he's just going through the stadium like nothing's happening. Like, bro, y'all gotta like be a little bit more authoritative when it comes to the police thing, because he was throwing red flags everywhere,
left and right. And even like in a conversation like that with the concession stand, like if this guy was having a conversation like that, or was trying to tell me, hey, I'll go with you to the stock room and that's an area where employees only are supposed to go, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm gonna go. You stay up here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be asking me no safe word and stuff like that. But I just think that it kind of, I'm for my police and SWAT and stuff like that, and I just felt like it was just a hit on them.
Mm-hmm.
And even like the one scene where he walks into the room where they're having the brief, and he's just standing there.
Yeah,
And
like
I'm like,
nobody see him. Like, bro, hey, who's that?
someone turn
Who's that
around.
one person that don't got no black on? Check his credentials real quick. Like, no, I agree. And then what got to me as well, right, is we're talking to the dude at the concessions, and the dude just tells him, like, this is what's going on. We're talking about who the butcher is, and they're like, oh, the butcher does these kills and that stuff. We're talking about um, the person reader lady. I forgot her name, but they're like, oh yeah, she just reads people, and this is what she thinks and stuff. And I'm like,
Oh, the profiler.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
And after a while, I'm just like, okay, I want to see these things happen. Like, don't just keep telling me, because I just feel like that's just the cheap way out. I feel like you could have used some of that time from the ending and used some time to actually explain the things and show us that, like, hey, show us a kill or something like that, or like what he's done, or I don't know. I just feel like that was another miss. But just real quick, one strong thing I did like about the film is the way they used the stadium, where they're going to the concession stands, they're going to the bathroom, the backstage, roof, downstairs, wherever. Like, they're everywhere, and I like when movies use the surroundings correctly and use it all, because don't tell me that this is a movie about a guy trapped in a stadium and he's not going everywhere. And I think they do a good job at telling that part.
I think an area that they do a really good job in would be displaying his OCD.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did a real good job because they used that as a profile for him of saying that he has OCD, and whatnot. And you can see that, like his refrigerator, when he opened it, it was well organized. Or when he takes the singer from the bathroom and then comes back into the bathroom and fixes his towel, his hand towel. Like things like that. And so I appreciate the attention to detail when it came to his OCD. So there are some attention to detail spots, situations, whatnot in the movie that I do appreciate.
I agree with that as well. And one of the strong points I like from this film, and kind of like the thought process of the film, is where it's showing us this guy, right, where in most cases there's a serial killer, we just think about all the bad stuff that he's done, but they're showing this different side of him that shows the really great father that he is. And seeing that side of everything it's a cool concept to show us that side of there is a person behind every person that does something bad. And to see that side of him, to see how normal he can just react in his life, it was a really cool, I don't want to say treat, because that's weird and psychotic, but it was cool to see like that side of a person, and not just, the stone cold killer, the serial killer, and just another, I guess, perspective and angle of his life.
He definitely had his dialogue moment when he was talking to his wife near the end of the movie. He definitely had his moment, monologue, whatever it's called, dialogue. So I do agree with you on that. I think that was a cool to see it in that perception. Is that the word? Yeah, seeing in that perception. But other than that, I want to know, Ed, do you give this movie a recommend? Because our review right now is very mixed.
I know, and that's the problem, because like I know we've been bashing this film a little bit, but at the same time I actually really enjoyed it. M. Night Shyamalan pitched this movie as a Silence of the Lamb meets a Taylor Swift concert. And while I think it's more Olivia Rodrigo type of concert, that's just semantics, but you can feel that through the film, and you can, it's a different concept that we haven't seen this type of movie in quite some time. So while the third act is kind of dragging to myself, I still really enjoyed the film, and I'm gonna give it a recommend. I want to know what you think. Are you gonna give this a recommend? You're half and half on it, I can see.
I am half and half on this. And this is honestly the hardest decision I've ever had to make on a movie.
Yeah.
But I
it's a miss.
Don't think I'm going to give it a recommend.
Okay. No, that's fair too.
Yeah. I think it's a miss for me. Like I said, I do appreciate some certain components that the movie had to offer and whatnot, but I just think that was missing it for me. Like
Mhm.
there was just something there that I just wasn't feeling.
No, I agree. There were some hidden and misses and stuff like that, but I thought there were a few strengths. But more than anything, we want to know what you guys have to say about this film. If you liked it, if you didn't, whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comments down below.
And if you have any other suggestions on any other movies you'd like us to review, please leave a comment down below so we can turn your idea into reality.
And thank you guys for joining us today on Distant Critics.
Thanks.
Bye.